Amanda here. Thanks so much for joining me. So I'm cracking on today with the cover for the January Journaling Joy, and the collection is Winter Woodlands. If you're not familiar with my Journaling Joy, Joy stands for Journal Our Year, and it's something that I do for my Ko-fi subscribers. So every month they get a collection, exclusive collection to suit that month, and every month I am doing a different style of cover. Last month's was really simple. This month we're stepping it up a little bit. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, because I'm going to be doing at least one variation of journal cover every month for the next forever and 10 days. And they're always going to be different, so that you've got a collection or an arsenal to call upon when you want to make a journal. So this month we're going a little bit, stepping it up a little bit. Last month was really simple. It was a soft cardstock cover. This month we're going chipboard. Okay, this is 1mm chipboard. It's very, very lightweight. If you don't have chipboard, use recycled packaging. Just make sure each piece is the same thickness. So use the same thing. Okay, you can use cereal boxes, you can use cardboard boxes, you can use absolutely anything. Just make sure they're the same thickness. Okay, so we've got 3 pieces. Now, if you are in the US, you might do your journal covers different to mine. So my papers measure 5 3/4 when they're folded by 8. What I generally do is I will generally have at least, what have I got there? Yeah, I like to have a small border top and bottom. Okay, so I do my covers 6 1/4. Not 6 1/4, 8 1/4. Yeah, and then I do this one is that 1/4 of an inch wider. What size have I done it? So my pages are 5 3/4. I've actually gone about 1/2 inch, just because as you put your pages together it can grow. And also, if I want to put embellishments, I don't want everything hanging out of the edge, because I want it to go on a bookshelf. So, but you can size yours accordingly. Now, the spine obviously will be the same height as whatever you've chosen, and we're doing a 2-inch spine. Okay, so I'm going to now go away and I'm going to wrap mine with my fabric tape. Now, I am going to leave a link in the description box below to how to do this with fabric tape, so that I don't have to repeat myself here. So go and watch that. If you don't have fabric tape, you can swap these out for just strips of cardstock. Okay, and do the same thing with those. Or you can do the traditional way of doing it, where the whole thing is wrapped in one large sheet of cardstock. I also have a video tutorial on that. I will leave both of those videos in the description box below. But for today, I just want to get cracking, because we're going to do some kind of interactiveness with this journal cover. So I'll be back in a moment. Okay, so that is my chipboard wrapped, and then obviously by using this, you're using less cardstock. It's just less bulk. But if you need to wrap it, then wrap it. I've not done my corners brilliant. Still getting used to this stuff, but it doesn't matter. So then all you need to do to cover this bit up is layer on your patterned paper. Okay, and it's just less of everything. Less bulk, less card, less waste. Right, so for our interactive element, okay, you're going to need 2 pieces. So the A piece measures 8 in height by 7 1/4. Okay, I'll say that again. 8 in height, 7 1/4 in width. On the 7 1/4 side, put that in your scoreboard with the 7 1/4 at the top, and we're scoring at 5 3/4. Then you're going to fold and burnish. And this is going to be our base layer for some interactive elements. So it's kind of going to be a hybrid between a folio and a journal. So for your B piece, this needs to measure 8 high by 6 1/4. Okay, now if you are in the US and you've done your cover a different size, you will need to adjust these. So I've done mine to 8. My cover is 8 1/4, so I've done it a 1/4 of an inch shorter so it doesn't show. Okay, yeah, and then I've done them roughly the same so that these end up roughly the same width as I have for my pages, which when they're all together like so, it's about 6. I've done 6 1/4. So just have a think if you're in the US and you do different sizing. Okay, just have a think. But if you do your cover the same size as mine, then these can be the same size. Okay, I thought somebody were at my door then. So I'll go through that again. So A is 8 high by 7 1/4, and we're scoring at 5 3/4. B is 8 by 6 1/4, and we're scoring at 1/2 inch down one side, with the 6 1/4 length in your scoreboard facing the top. Okay, put your tape on the dented side, fold and burnish. Oops. Okay, and if you've seen any of my folio tutorials, you'll automatically know that we're just going to join these two pieces together via this 1/2 inch strip. Okay, so this is going to go on there. So to save myself a load of hassle, I'm going to turn it over. I'm going to line that up, top and bottom. Make sure it's flush, and I'm just going to fold my 1/2 inch over the back. And I've got myself what looks like another little folder. Okay, now this is going to glue inside your spine here, and this is giving us some cardstock base pages for interactive elements, which I haven't designed yet. But I'll do them today, and I'll put a video up tomorrow or the next day. You can be getting on with your cover. So in all honesty, the interactive components that we're going to add, it's possible to add them whilst this is in the book, okay? So don't worry. So now what you want to do is you want to attach this to your spine, okay? Now you're going to need to centralise it, because you should have roughly where your spine is. Can you see here? There's your spine, and there's this spine. This is roughly, well, it's 1/2 inch smaller, so you're going to have, I think it's 1/2 inch smaller. Yeah, this is 1/2 inch smaller. The idea being that on your spine there, you're going to have a 1/4 inch gap at that side and a 1/4 inch gap at that side. So this here needs centralising, okay? Now, if you don't feel like you can do it by eye, you can literally use your ruler and you can mark in 1/4 inch, mark in 1/4 inch, make a little line top and bottom to help you line it up. Okay, I'm not too worried. I'm going to use, am I going to use glue? I'm going to use glue, because then I've got wiggle room, and glue, I know that glue will go on my fabric tape. So I'm gluing all of this spine. Okay. Plenty on. But I don't want it to seep, because I've used fabric tape. I don't want it seeping and looking a mess. So I'm just going to spread it out with my finger. You can always add more. You can't take it away. Okay. Or you can use tape. Tape will be fine. Just need to find something to clean my hand with. Okay, and then we're going to add this. And so you need to centralise it, and you need to centralise it top and bottom. You've got roughly 1/8 inch top and bottom. 1/4 inch, oh, I'm getting it everywhere. 1/4 inch side to side there. Getting it everywhere. Right, let me feel where my spine is. Right, so that needs moving. Okay, so I can see by eye that that's more or less centralised. And I can see by eye that it's more or less centralised there. So what I need to do now is make sure it's straight top and bottom, roughly. Okay, I'm just going to close that. I'm going to make sure it's lined up. And make sure I've got even gap, top and bottom of my cover, to help me determine that that's straight. I'll turn that over that way. Turn that over that way, crease that, and I'm going to do the same there. Make sure I've got fairly even gap. Now, if it's not, we're not engineers. It's, if you're 1 millimetre out, it's not the end of the world. All this gap is doing is this gap is giving us room if we want to put pockets on here or pockets on here, okay? And again here, we've got given ourselves a bit of room, 1/4 of an inch, so that if we decide we're putting flips or flaps or whatever on here, you've got room for it. And then in the centre here, okay, we're going to add our signature. So once this is dry, what you want to do is, I would actually measure. So to make sure it's accurate on here, okay, this spine's 2 inches. Yeah, so you want to make a mark at 1 inch, okay? So I'm just making a mark there on the cardstock and down here, because it doesn't matter if it's not central inside there, you're not going to notice it. But if your eyelets are in the middle on the spine, on the outside, it's going to look off, okay? So centralize it to the outside of your spine, okay? And then let's see how far up we want it. I think I normally just go about 1/8 of an inch, 1/4 of an inch, beg your pardon. Okay, so I'm looking here and I'm going about 1/4 of an inch. I'm just going to make a little mark. Same here. I'm lining it up with the pencil mark I made there, lining it up here, and I'm going about 1/4 of an inch. I've got a gridded ruler so I can see 1/4 of an inch fairly easily. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to punch my holes, but I'm not going to set my eyelets yet. Reason being, I don't know what I'm going to do with the design of the cover, how far up my paper's going to go, etc. So I'm going to punch my holes, okay? And we're doing this, in the next journal, we're going to do sewn in signatures. I'm still keeping it fairly, because the journal's got like a planner aspect to it. I want you to be able to add and remove pages really easily, so the elastic or twine binding is just the easiest option. So I'm punching that hole there, and I'm punching that hole there, and then get out. No, it's still, get out. There we go. And then I'll set my eyelets when I've decided what I'm doing, okay? Right. So far we've got this. We've got a bit of glue on there. Never mind, we're going to be covering it up anyway. Okay, so here is where your signature's going to go, in there. All right, then we're going to make interactive elements here. We're going to have something here. We're going to have something here. And we're going to have something on the front. So there's your cover base. If you want to go and do that, and then come back for part 2. Part 2 we'll do the interactive pockets. Okay, don't add any paper, don't add any eyelets. Just make your base and start and prep your signature. We're going to do 1 signature. Okay, so far I have added one. How many pages? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So far I've added 9 pages, but we've got loads of room here. Okay, loads of room. You've got 1.5 inches. All right, you're going to have plenty of room, so don't worry. Get your signatures ready, get prepped, and I'll see you in the next video.